All right, so my TikTok got deleted, got to start over and stuff, but I'm not one of them people that's gonna be like, they prevent me from telling the truth, y'all, because you are the truth. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is the truth as long as they speak in honesty. And anything with your imagination that you bring out into this world, it still gets inputted into the world. So it's like some type of honesty with it. So what I used to tell people, well, what I was doing on there, I was trying to get my music up. So I was doing hypnotherapy, teaching people about the different ocular effects, the psychology methods that they use, and everything. And because we're in Revelations, how to tell if somebody is a false prophet or not. Because a false prophet is just going to be somebody that's like spewing out hateful things because they don't understand some of the things that they're reading or witnessing. So they have to come up with their own conclusion. And jumping to conclusions is what gets everybody distraught. So right here, this is something that I'm trying to show people. Like, I this was Goku versus Vegeta, but both of them was using spiritual powers in this fight. Goku is considered like the archangel because he came from above, so he was just visiting the earth, right? So his spirit was in the earth while they was fighting through this cell battle. And then you got Vegeta. Oh no, it's the Majin Buu fight. And then you got Vegeta, who actually used the demonic spirit, where they put it on his third eye, the M, because that's him being sealed with somebody else. So him being sealed with somebody else, he gained a power, but he was still able to break through the possession that they put on him. But he was using a demon to give him powers. So that's what this whole fight was. It's him using like a jinn. A jinn is something that you can summon in this world. Like you can summon a spirit that you can see, and then they can put something inside of you that can give you something more stronger than anybody else. So with this whole election that they got going on, that's what I was trying to tell people. You gotta watch how these two candidates is talking because neither one of them want to be president. Like for the world, they want to be president for a goal. Trump want to be president because he wants to be famous. He's always wanted to be famous. He always wanted to be known. So he's somebody that tells his truth, and then it comes out outrageous because he has to speak what's on his mind, or he'll just go around it sometimes. But he still is. He keeps himself honest. Like he even talks about the enemy within that people gotta fight because you have to fight the demon that you got within yourself, and then you can see like the truth in other people. And then Kamala want to be president because she's gonna be like it's an achievement. It's gonna be an achievement with her being like the first black woman president. She doing it for her family, so she can like what I'm saying, do something that's promoting her people and promote her family. But then some of the stuff that she be talking about, you gotta watch it because she goes around the truth. She goes around the truth a lot, and with her going around the truth, it's like honestly, you gotta know who she working for. Trump, we know he worked for himself. And worked for himself. He get in there, he started firing people that he didn't agree with, all this. But when Kamala get in there, she working for some of the same people that was like kind of controlling Joe and all this. So Joe was the one ruling the world America this last 4 years, and still is in command of it right now. But you know what I'm saying? Him dropping down, that actually means that she will be our president now. So I don't know if she really considered the first black woman president as of now. If he dropped out, but he dropped out of the debate, he didn't really drop out of presidency. So shit, I'm a little off with that. I don't know how that worked. But I mean, I know they ain't working. Like somebody ain't working in that office because this machine been taking over. I let people know, like, bro, we got raised by a machine. The millennials got taught by a machine. Everything we got taught in school was computer programmed. So they was watching us with the algorithm that they taught us, and with that algorithm, it was not the correct history. It's only parts of history. You go into the Bible, you actually can map out history because they still give you dates and timelines of when specific things happen. So what I was breaking down was how the Romans took control of the Bible, because that's the Catholics that had to show the depiction of Jesus, and show this whole time they've been worshiping bronze statues because Jesus and Zeus was the same person, but Zeus was the spirit of Jesus. Because you look inside the Bible, it tell you Zeus' name a few times in that book, but it changes what his name is because he's a deity in the book, which is the thunderstorm god. But he's not only over storms, he's also over like the sun, because the sun would be like his eye. You know what I'm saying? It's his eye, Odin eye, and it's 27 different pantheons. Horus is somebody else who eye represents the sun. So it's pantheons that represent that sun that's watching us, and those are the watchers. That's why you can feel the sun when you go outside, because it's seeing how all of our past is, because we on a track. With us being on the track, we moving vessels that's bodies of water. Us being bodies of water, you got the blood that runs in your veins, so you gotta know how the blood is streaming and what it's streaming towards. Because all of your body parts are organs. So with it being an organ, it's actually like, you know what I'm saying, you playing music with your words. So you actually spewing out things, you saying things that's gonna change the flow of other people. If it changing the flow of other people, you want to say things that's gonna uplift people. Because if you somebody that's like downgrading other people, it's gonna send them back out there to downgrade other folks too. Because it's like a repetitive behavior. That's what they're gonna think of themselves if they hear it over 28 times, the 28 cycle. That's why February got 28 days and they call it Black History, because black folks already knew it was a 28-day cycle back then when it was like ancient Greek times. Greeks was dark-skinned men, so Zeus was somebody that was dark-skinned, but then they depict him in a different light. And it's not anybody trying to steal or change our origins, but what it is they study it, and people are going to paint their heroes in their depiction of how they would see them. So that's somebody else that just did the work. And what's going on with the black folks now, we seeing a lot of stuff get stolen from us, and it's only because we losing our creativity. We not becoming the same creatives that we used to be. We done got industrialized. Like, industrialized means it was a slave going on with white people and black people. The slave ship with the white folks was in the Industrial Revolution on the west side, and then on the south is when the black folks, and then up north was when it was like more of the I can't remember know what they is. They more like shit. They was liberals, I guess, because they had a whole system that was going on with themselves where they was getting shit exchanged with Liberia during the war, because they had to paint a whole American ship with Liberia over it to disguise the fact that America, that's during World War One and Two, where we couldn't trade goods. Like, Liberia got slaves in it, and some black indigenous people went over there and took slaves over there. And some indigenous folks here. I told all these stories. I had like 800 videos, because the whole slave thing happened from when the European people came over and seen that there was already wars going on between indigenous folks and Spanish people. So they got Los Negritos was the ones that was going into the war, which was like little black folks. They was going into a war with Mexico to get gold, and when the gold rush happened, they took over with guns and stuff because they started making steamboats, all that. Changed the whole history because science was created by black people at the end of the day. That's why I know so much of this stuff, because you can trace back your ancestors. It goes all the way back to Egypt. All this stuff that we learning is nothing new under the sun. And with it being over thousands of years, they give you little information. They feed you, because when we in school, they not teaching us everything. They just teaching us like basic information. But then that's also what the Bible stands for, is basic information before leaving earth. Because any materialistic needs or attachments people get, that detach them from spiritually gaining within. So like, I was in a home invasion while I read Job afterwards, because something spiritually told me, like, remember in school they said black people don't read, and they said if you ever get robbed that nobody gonna steal a book. So then that's when I was like, the book, the Bible, that's what I've been reading from 6 to 16. Learned how to write and read when I was 3. So shit, I got autographic memory, and autographic memory is just, I can trace back different emotions, feelings, all this. So I remember stuff like with great detail. That's how I lost weight too, because I used to be over 300 pounds. With me losing weight is because I already knew how the food tastes. You know how the food tastes. You can already like, your imagination is so strong. That's the Peter Pan thing, that you can taste the food, and when you can taste the food, that's what Jesus teach about walking on water. Walking on water is fasting, because you have to fast your body with the water, so you can starve some days to feel people at their lowest moments, because there's people out here that starve. So you got to feel how they feel. You know what I'm saying? In a symbolic way, to remember that shit, you are blessed. King Solomon tell you that water is the best thing that you can receive on this earth. Once you learn how to get to that gift, everything else you're going to really appreciate. That's why he was able to control 200 demons, which was just women that he was sleeping with. And God told him stop sleeping with so many women, because that was King David's son. And King David was the one that promised that Jesus was going to get here for Daniel's sacrifice. And then it goes like all this book, because Moses wrote laws. So Jesus came during Julius Caesar era, where he was running this place. And He had the birth certificates. Then later on, King Herod, who slept with Cleopatra, ended up having some too many children. Jesus is one of his childs, but that's the hidden thing because Mary don't never tell who his father is. But it would have to be the king if he had that royal blood. With him having that royal blood, they was hunting for him because they was taking out all the 2-year-olds. And then that's how the whole Egyptian got captured because when Rome invaded, they ain't